Hello everyone and welcome back to another Fire Emblem Three Houses stream. We will be continuing our playthrough of Azure Moon, trying to get 100% completion, so that means every single map, every single paralogue, defeat every single enemy, get every single item, get as much as we can. And we're not going to do every single support because we are playing on hard, which means we have a limited number of auxiliary battles. But we are going to try to pair up as many people as we can, so they get really nice endings. And as a little extra wrinkle, I'm going to try to put every single one of my blue lions into a Knight type masterclass, so Bow Knights, Dark Knights, Falcon Knights, Great Knights, etc. etc. When last we left off, we had just finished the exploration of chapter 6. So Flynn is missing. Rhea and Sedef want us to very urgently find her, and of course we're not going to do that. Of course we're going to take like the entire month to actually explore and, you know, fight rare monsters and stuff like that. The goal for today is to hopefully make it to the end of chapter 6 and the beginning of chapter 7, so that next week we can continue with chapter 7 and chapter 8. We have also started focusing on recruitment because we will try to recruit as many people as possible as we can before the battle of chapter 7. And yeah,
Professor,
let's just see where exactly we left off. So we have no exploration points, we just finished, and we have a ton of supports to watch. So we're gonna get through all of these step by step, one support at a time. Gonna make sure that I don't just watch supports all the time, basically. Anyway, let's actually start with, I think these are leftover supports that we have from the previous battle. So let's start with the Blue Lions in-house supports, and then we move on to the next calendar day, which will be a rare monster sighting, and there I'm gonna show you guys how to actually use the rare monster sightings to get sacred weapons. Alright, so let's get started with a support between Dimitri and Mercedes. Let's go.
My goodness, sword training again today? Don't overdo it, alright?
I certainly won't, but thanks for your concern, Mercedes. It's more of a hobby than anything, so don't worry too much.
A hobby? How wonderful! I would probably get tired of it, but that's just me.
Didn't you say you hope to take the sword test soon?
You're right. I completely forgot that's coming up. What should I do?
To be honest, I've been a bit worried as I haven't seen you at the training ground much.
Why didn't you say something sooner if you were so worried about me?
It didn't occur to me that you could have forgotten. But you're right. I should have mentioned it. As an apology, why don't you let me help you with your swordsmanship?
You would do that for me? I'd really appreciate your help.
Okay, but keep in mind that since we're short on time, we may have to overdo it a little.
I don't like to overdo it, but if we must, I'll try my best.
It's settled. Let's begin. Don't tell me you've forgotten how to hold a sword. We have our work cut out for us.
I usually just hold the sword without thinking about my grip, you know?
Oh,
Let's
Mercedes.
see what happens now that you've shown me the proper way to handle it.
I just realized I forgot to move my mic as well. I'm not sure if that was actually showing up on stream right now. But yeah, this is the equivalent to, like, I don't know, taking a driving test and forgetting which pedal is for gas and which pedal is for braking. Like, very basics. Very basics, Mercedes, please.
I was nervous at first, but just look at me now. Yeah!
Well, I didn't realize offering to help you would mean risking my life.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I just meant to swing the sword. I didn't think it would go flying like that. I'm impressed with how quickly you can dodge.
Yes, I know you didn't intend to murder me, though that scare likely took years off my life.
Maybe I'm not cut out for this whole sword fighting thing.
Nonsense. It's far too early to give up. The first time I picked up a sword, I was much like you. It's true that different people are better suited to different things. But if you keep at it and refuse to give up, you're certain to improve.
Do you really think so? Thank you, Dimitri. It's very kind of you to... Oh! There's a rip in your cuff, Dimitri. How do you think...
It seems I didn't dodge your sword fast enough. Don't worry, I can easily repair it.
I'm the one who tore it, so I'll be the one who mends it. How does that sound?
No, please don't worry yourself over it. Just focus on your exam.
So yeah, the support in which Mercedes nearly murders Dimitri. All because she threw her sword. That is honestly kind of impressive. And scary. So maybe don't do sword training with Mercedes.
I must have left it in the library. Oh, is that Felix? Hey, Felix. This is a surprise. I didn't think you had much interest in books. I'm already finished with that one. You can borrow it if you'd like.
No need. I was just curious who it belonged to.
Why not read a few pages at least while you've got it open? I think you'd really like it. The plot is pretty different from a typical knight's tale, but it's still really good. Do you like stories about adventure and chivalry?
Oh my god. Ash, please stop talking. Your foot is no longer in your mouth, it's already done your esophagus. Like, please, just stop talking. Back off. Roll it back, please, Ash.
No, I despise them.
Yeah, well, have you tried reading any? You might find them really interesting. I know I do.
What do you find so interesting?
Well, for one thing, the knights in these stories are always gallant and brave. And they always value things like friendship, loyalty, and justice. That's the kind of knight I want to be.
Ridiculous. Friendship, loyalty, justice. Only fools allow their lives to be ruled by such nonsense. Fools who get themselves killed for nothing, only to be celebrated as heroes in books like this. Writers of these stories are worse than tyrants. They seize control of people's thoughts.
That's a little much. I was only interested in...
I don't care. Such blind enthusiasm is dangerous. Be more moderate in your passions.
You know something, Felix? You are exactly like the knight in this story.
Oh, no, we're going to double down. Oh my god. Ash. What are you doing?
Excuse me?
That face, though. That face is amazing. That is one of my favorite stupid faces in all of Three Houses.
On the surface, he's sarcastic and intimidating, but underneath, he's kind and cares for his friends. In the end, they become heroes together and conquer all obstacles.
Disgusting. Stop looking at me like that.
Oh, see, right there. That's just what I mean. You sound exactly like him. I'm going to lend you this book, really, I insist. Just give it a read, all right? Trust me, and you can tell me what you think when you're done.
Why is this happening?
Oh my god. So yeah, as Felix supports go, this one is actually pretty harmless. Usually he is a lot more brutal in his supports, but that actually went pretty well. And I guess, yeah, let's do one more. Let's look at Mercedes and Felix. I actually really don't like this support. Let's get it out of the way.
Here you go, Felix. Have some tea.
Oh.
Sorry, but we're all out of cakes. Should I bake some more?
Please, don't.
your clothes are so dirty. Let me wash them for you.
Mercedes, what's wrong with you?
There's nothing wrong with me. I'm just making tea. Is there something wrong with that?
You're not my mother. You don't have to bother with all this. I can do without it.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. You just remind me so much of my little brother.
I do?
Yes, his name is Emil. We have different fathers, but we grew up in the same household. That is, until I was about 8 or 9 years old. I haven't seen him since then.
Sorry to state the obvious, but I'm not your brother. I'm not Emil. Can't you find someone else to bother?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll leave you alone. Please help yourself to more tea if you'd like. I can leave the pot. Goodbye.
I am me, Felix Hugo Fraldarius. There is no one else. Brother.
Mercedes really can be a bit overbearing sometimes, so I'm with Felix on this one. Anyway, that's enough supports for now. Let's end free time and let's go to the monster battle. And I'll show you guys how to basically use those to get the sacred weapons. So now we have another special dish day. We're just gonna take this. No matter who we get, it can only help us. Huh.
This is one of my favorites.
Yeah, you just get it.
At least it can't do any harm. So we got free motivation for Anna. Anna doesn't have any supports. Sylvain doesn't have any support with her. And Sylvain is actually currently fully motivated, so that really didn't do much for us at all. But, you know, whatever. Oh, and Casper wants to speak with us. This is good because we need a C+ support with Casper in order to recruit him.
Hey, Professor, what's going on? A suspicious man? Where? Oh, is that him? What do you think he's up to? Never mind that. Let's get him. Why not? We can figure out what he's up to after we capture him. My instincts tell me that he's up to no good, and my instincts are never wrong. Come on, let's get him before he has a chance to strike.
Caspar.
There's no time to calm down. I'm just gonna... Oh no. The path he's walking down leads to the plaza where the kids play. There's no way I'm letting this guy get anywhere near those kids.
Caspar, why did you disobey your professor?
Well,
I am not seeking excuses from you. I asked because I want you to consider your actions and apologize for them. It just so happens that you were correct in your assumption that this man was a villain. If that were not so, he would not have chosen to take his own life upon seeing you advancing toward him.
great. So I was...
But, because of your actions, that is all we know. There is no way for us to know who he was, what he was planning to do, or if he has allies lurking about. The only lead we have is a scorpion tattooed on his arm. If this indicates that he was a member of an underground organization, we have no way of dealing with it. Are you prepared to be held responsible if his group commits a serious crime? Oh, I couldn't possibly.
What are you talking about, Professor? We didn't do anything wrong. Those kids might have been in danger if we didn't act. I couldn't just stand by and let that happen.
Oh, Caspar. Pure of heart, dumb of ass. Really needs to slow down and consider a few things. So unfortunately, this support chain is locked before the time skip, so we cannot actually get his B support until after the time skip. We can still get a C+ support though, which there is no specific conversation for C+ level, but we can reach that level, and it will allow us to recruit him a little bit easier. So that's what we're going to do. Same for Ferdinand. We can get his C support now, and we can get to C+ level through meals and such, but we cannot actually reach his B support until after the time skip, which is why these two are so ridiculously hard to recruit.
Hello, Professor. May I speak with you? I was just wondering, what do you think of Edelgard? You seem to hold her in high esteem.
This is hilarious when you're playing Blue Lions and you've talked to Edelgard for like 5 sentences.
She is certainly talented. No doubt about that. But I wonder, what is your opinion of me? I am quite talented too, am I not? Be honest. Do not hold back. Pretend that I am just a regular person, not the scion of a noble house.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they're evenly matched.
Evenly matched? Me? With her? I was just being modest before. Honestly, I have always prided myself on being superior to Edelgard. But evidently that is not your perspective. I suppose there is only one thing to do. I must demonstrate my excellence.
See, this is the thing, like, I think Ferdinand is overall a very good character. Very well-rounded, flawed character. I really don't see why the writers felt the need to shoehorn his rivalry with Edelgard into this, because it really feels shoehorned. It just does not really match anything else, and it's just literally the most boring aspect they could have focused on.
Nonsense! You have entirely underestimated my abilities.
I have not.
You think I could ignore such a slight upon my honor? Not likely. Come, Professor!
The hilarious part is I'm not even his teacher yet. I'm trying to recruit him. He's not even in my house.
Begin with battle. Edelgard's skills in combat are no match for mine. I heard that just the other day, she defeated a demonic beast without assistance. Well, anything Edelgard can do, I can do better. And in half the time. Professor, you can be my eyewitness and timekeeper. Here we go! 2 at once? That's... well, it will be fine.
Keep in mind that these are demonic beasts. Usually it takes an entire gang full of people to get rid of one of these.
I can't do it. It seems you have saved my life. I thank you, Professor.
Oh, Ferdinand. Oh my god, we have so many supports. Yes, Hilda, we'll talk to you as well.
Hey, Professor. What are you doing daydreaming in a place like this? It's lucky. As spacey as you are, you're always reliable in a pinch. Sure. Then what were you thinking about? It's hard to tell what's going on in that skull of yours.
My skull is occupied by a tiny little green gremlin. Otherwise, there's not much there, Hilda.
Your expression is always blank. Come on, smile. I was just playing around. Don't get mad. By the way, in the next battle, may I focus on logistical support? Off the battlefield? There's no use having a weakling like me in the middle of the action.
This is hilarious because Hilda is literally one of the strongest characters. She is the prime example of why it's a crime that War Masters can only be male, that it's a male exclusive class, because there is a female War Master in the game at one point as a replacement for Hilda, and she kicks ass. So the fact that Hilda says she's like super weakling is actually hilarious because she is one of the strongest.
And it would bring down morale if I were killed. Have you even seen me, Professor? Look at these noodly little arms! I should be cheering everyone on from the sidelines. It'll certainly improve the boys' morale, don't you think? Because even if I do, I won't be of any help. My big brother is the type of person who's supposed to be on the battlefield. For me, it's just a waste of energy. It's pointless. Everyone's cut out for something different. The right person for the right task, you know? Please, Professor. Keep me off the battlefield, and maybe I won't tell everyone you were daydreaming.
I'm not even your professor yet, Hilda. I'm trying to recruit you. God. Let me guess, one more? Yeah. Oh, fuck. I really wish we would have gotten this one after the next instruction, because that would have been a free refill of motivation, but yeah, let's take it.
Oh, Professor. I didn't realize you were there. If we keep running into each other like this, people will start to talk. Hey, don't get mad. I was joking. Ah, forget it. What do you need? Well, you're not wrong. I fell for that girl recently, but I just wanted to have some fun and leave it at that. So, I told her we should break it off. I guess she was feeling a little more serious than I was. She started crying, and everything got a bit complicated.
Let's be generous and let's say you're complicated. And in case you guys are wondering what I'm doing clacking in the background, I have a little work thing that I need to take care of, so I'll just do that in the meantime.
Come on, Professor. Playing around with girls is the most fun a guy can have. Besides, I don't care what you think of me. I don't intend to change how I live my life. I'm a good-for-nothing, if you haven't noticed. But I'm still a noble with a crest. That's all anyone cares about. It's best to avoid getting too serious with fools like that. It only leads to trouble. I'm gonna be forced into an arranged marriage with some random noble woman anyway. By the way, Professor, you didn't know you had a crest, did you? I see. I suppose a mercenary wouldn't be concerned with such things. Most children who are born to noble families are tested upon birth to see if they bear one. Even descendants of the 10 elites, like myself, can't be legitimate heirs without a crest. That means as children, we're only accepted if we're born with one.
Come on now, Sylvain. Just because you are not made heir does not mean that your parents don't accept you. It just means that you don't get like the leading role in the family.
The heads of most noble houses keep having kids until they get one with a crest. Those children then grow up to be heads of their houses, and the vicious cycle continues. Do you get it now? To all these commoner girls, I'm just a trophy, or rather, a stud horse. See? I knew you'd get it. These girls don't love me. They love the potential rewards of loving me. If I marry a girl, and she gives birth to a child with a crest, that kid might become the next head of House Gautier. But nowadays, with the bloodlines getting weaker, there are a lot of kids like my brother, born with no hope. For ages now, those of us with crests have been envied and desired, but never for who we are. I understand the value of my blood. Believe me, I hate how much I understand it. I know better than to dream of being free from this burden. I'm used to it by now. I used to think I didn't have the right to live freely. That's right. You know what? I'm a bit jealous. The whole time you were growing up, you never knew you had a crest. You were free. Nobody pretended to like you. I kind of hate you for that. You were a spoiled brat who should pay for that crest. Maybe I'll collect the debt.
Okay, Sylvain, back the fuck off. You are threatening your own professor.
Gotcha! Wow, you should have seen the look on your face just then. Don't mind me, Professor. After all, ladies love a dark and brooding noble.
He can be such an idiot sometimes.